The following footage contains strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Sonic Superstars, a game marketed to be an up to 4-player co-op experience. And you know, Sonic Superstars did get me initially excited. You would play on the same level together simultaneously with a friend or multiple friends, just like you would in New Super Mario Bros. And I love New Super Mario Bros. Sonic Superstars, however, is a completely different story. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to start with all the positives and then move on to what I just don't like. I also want to add that I don't think this is a terrible Sonic game. I think it's just okay. It's a good game to give to like your younger siblings or a small child and have them play through that rather than touching your better Sonic games like Generations, Adventure, and Mania. So, first things first is the controls. I believe the characters control very good, and I never had an issue guiding them where I wanted them to go. They certainly control a lot better than classic Sonic did back in Sonic Forces, and just a little bit better than he did in Generations. But the controls don't really matter all that much, being that if you go off screen for a millisecond, if your big toe even touches the side of the screen, you get Thanos snapped from existence. It's just over for you. Another thing? I like the way the graphics look. I like the Sonic Superstars graphics. I know a lot of people love the Sonic Mania graphics and would prefer that, but for what we got, I'm fine with it. Something that's really cool about Sonic Superstars is the fact that you can actually see some characters going through their own section of the levels in the backgrounds. That's a really nice touch and I like it. The very last positive I can think of off the top of my head, multiplayer. This game offers multiplayer. Complete multiplayer co-op, in fact. You can go through the entire game playing as Sonic, Amy, Tails, or Knuckles, or all 4 of them if you have 4 friends. This leads us into our very first negative, however, and that's what me and my friend considered to be these levels simply weren't made for multiplayer. At least not all of them. Some of them work just fine with multiplayer, but a lot of the levels in this game, they're really not made for the multiplayer co-op. Remember back in the Genesis days when player 1 would play as Sonic and player 2 was always cursed to play as Tails and get left behind and then have to respawn over and over and over and over again? Yeah, that's the entirety of Sonic Superstars multiplayer. In the Genesis days, the camera always focused on player 1. Even if player 2 picked up that controller to play as Tails, it always focused on player 1. It wasn't perfect, but in Sonic Superstars, the camera will bounce between the 2 characters over and over and over again and completely throw the other character off the screen entirely. Now, even though some people may not mind this, if there's a good Sonic player who knows to take the top paths in all the 2D games, if they try to go for the top path and then the camera completely does a 180 and goes straight to the second player who may have missed the top path, it will make the first player completely disappear and have to respawn where the second player was. The camera in this game is pretty lacking. Sometimes someone can be going so fast that the camera snaps onto the person behind them, leaving them to fly off the screen and have to respawn at the person who was behind them. Multiplayer also offers the most glitches in this entire game. Playing on single player, you won't really encounter anything. Not too game breaking anyways. But in multiplayer, you encounter stuff like this.
Wasn't even off screen,
What the
but the
hell
game
was that?
said, fuck
What
you,
the hell was that
delete
glitch? Did you? What the fuck is it?
What glitch? Which one? Which one? As I could have bought Baldur's Gate, but I bought this shit. Let's go.
Dude, I bought
Full
Baldur's
AAA
Gate.
game price.
Dog, what the?
Sir, this ain't a classic Sonic game. Why am I floating? Why am I still floating? Where are you floating? What? Dog. Dog. I think I figured out why we're floating.
Oh, is there a bubble shield? Is there a water shield? This is the water shield, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You press square to activate water. Press square, press square, press square, press square.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Whole thing.
I want
Like
to punch you in the throat. $70. Oh, I disappeared. Me. What kind of backflip?
Dog.
Help me. Help. Oh my god.
I really have no words for what me and my friend encountered. You might find even worse glitches when you play. It's a game that keeps on giving. Another negative, the boss fights. Everyone hates the boss fights in this game. They are so agonizingly slow. Some of them had good ideas, but they're overshadowed by how slow they are. I'll let my friend's description go ahead and paint a picture for this because it's an accurate representation of how these boss fights are.
I love hitting a boss and then watching them take 3 fucking puffs of their cigar and then read the entirety of Huckleberry Finn twice in a fucking row because they didn't comprehend it the first time and they really wanted to seek in the story the second time, and then say, alright, you can hit me now again.
One of the biggest negatives? This game is local multiplayer only, meaning that if you have a copy and your friend has a copy and y'all live states away from each other or even on the other side of the world, y'all have to play together using a share play function because it does not offer online play. They wanted a more classy multiplayer experience where everyone would have to gather on one console to play the game. Now, I don't dislike multiplayer games that are local. You know, I really enjoy them. Baldur's Gate is one of my favorite games ever. That game offers split-screen multiplayer. But you know what it also adds? Online multiplayer. The ability to play online with friends that don't live anywhere close to you. Why didn't Sonic Superstars incorporate that? Why were they so lazy and only added a local multiplayer function? They actually have an online mode, which I'll touch up on in a minute. One thing that could have made multiplayer a little bit more bearable is adding split screen. What is so hard about adding split screen to your game? Yeah, sure, you wanted it to feel like the classic Genesis days, but this game is not built around that. Everyone just gets Thanos snapped off screen no matter if they're good or bad at the game. Why can modders do a better job at adding split screen to your games than you can? Sonic Mania has a mod that makes split screen available. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 both have split screen mods. Why can't Sonic Superstars? Another thing I don't like, the special stages. I don't find swinging to go get a Chaos Emerald fun. It's not a fun special stage to me. In multiplayer, multiple characters take turns swinging to go get the Chaos Emerald, and then there's another special stage that just mimics the special stage from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. I didn't like it there, and I certainly don't like it here either. Look, all I'm saying is that all they had to do was add the half pipe. That would have been more fun. The biggest crime that this game has committed, however, is being $70. This game is not worth $70. People who bought the deluxe edition got 100% ripped off. This game is worth 25 to 30 bucks at best, which is what I got it for when it was on sale. I recommend buying this game if it's on sale. Do not waste your money on Sonic Superstars if it's $70. Now, some people may not agree with that, but you can buy Baldur's Gate with the same exact amount of money that Sonic Superstars cost, have a longer, more enjoyable time playing that game with better graphics, local and online multiplayer for the same exact price. Better yet, most of the Sonic games go on sale on Steam all the time, and for $20 less, you can buy the entire Sonic the Hedgehog collection on Steam, which is worth 10 times more than this game would ever be. Like I mentioned earlier, this game does have one online functionality, and that's a battle mode, where you and a couple of friends can have a boring, unsatisfying time together. You control a little robot avatar that you create and play through a series of randomized minigames. You can do stuff like shoot another opponent with an electric ball to get points for yourself, race where the characters feel absolutely horrible and nothing like the main cast, or surviving as the last person on the map and watching everyone die. Yeah, I didn't focus on the battle mode too much, neither did my friend. We were super bored while playing this battle mode, and I don't think I'd ever go back to it, and I'm not sure if a lot of people who play this game would ever go back to the battle mode. It's just not fun. For what it's worth, this game is not a terrible Sonic game. It's nowhere near the likes of Sonic 06, or Shadow the Hedgehog, or Sonic Labyrinth, or any of those games. Sonic Superstars is really one of those games that if you have the friends to play with, it can be a fun time, even past all the glitches, though I will say something controversial. I think the Sonic 06 multiplayer is more fun, at least in that game I expect it. What I don't expect is Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Definitive Edition coming out of my Sonic Superstars. However, if you're looking for a good multiplayer Sonic game, I would say just find the Sonic Mania co-op mod, as well as the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 co-op mods, or even playing the original Sonic Adventure 2 multiplayer itself. They're much better options than anything Sonic Superstars had to offer. They actually offer split screen mode, and though you might run into some glitches, it's a much better alternative than anything Sonic Superstars had to offer. I believe I touched up on everything I wanted to talk about today. If you guys like this type of video, go ahead and leave a like. If you think I missed something, comment that down below. If you think I'm just a big skill issue, you can comment that too. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.